the direct, effect of tourism to the Greek GDP is 18%. It's something really very, very big. And as we see, it's a country having something like 10 to 11 million inhabitants. It's 3 times approximately more to Mongolia, and it is maybe 10 to 12 times less regarding the borders and the land. And then we have something like 450 islands, the clusters of the islands, where, as such, within the Mediterranean and the Aegean Sea, it is, a very good spot where, Europeans not only can spend their summer holidays. Although Greece used to have something like 15 million tourists a year, although, the Greece figures within tourism goes down year to year, because there are other countries developed around Greece, like for instance the Middle East zone, like the South African zone, and in the meantime we see that this major industry suddenly has started falling down. So what they need at the end, or what was the reason that made us think to create this Geo Routes project, where at the end of the day we could say this is a platform. It is often that international markets challenging us whether something new existing in the country, as long as for 50 years they were experiencing the sun and the sea. So those markets, they were asking for something new. Another key thing was that the country as such was not holding, and it has a lack of a strong and permanent identity regarding the destination. Greek tourism has nearly changed in the very last 30 years more than 20 times its slogans, its tourist slogans. So meaning at the end of the day, we are confusing markets. The third was that the tourist professionals were mainly focused on mainstream and the mass volume. Clients, meaning that this is not at the end of the day the audience that can create jobs and results money into the economy. Then, the most important thing was that the new trends from the classic tourism of 70s and 80s, that was the operational tourism, then on about 2000 we came to the creative tourism, but now the tourists seeking for experiences. They are not asking anymore about this sun and sea, but they want, to feel the country, to feel the people, to feel, this heritage the country can offer. It was also a thing that the industry has been developed with no relation between tourism and culture, as well no relation with the society. So, all those 3 factors that makes, the term of sustainability. But at the end of the day, was not again, organizations and NGOs existing into this specific game. So, as such, that was the reason why we started thinking and working in developing this specific project, this specific concept, where at the end of the day we arrived on the Geo Routes, where Geo Routes is nothing more than a platform, as I said before, which is which is addressed to experiential audiences, to experienced voyagers seeking for experiences, trying to show the unexplored parts of the country. We are not really get focused into the main cities and the mainstream destinations. Having, as content the cultural heritage of every single journey. And in the meantime, we are seeking to contribute to the social development and to contribute to the society through corporate social responsibility programs. How this happen? It has those three pillars. It is this explore, let's explore a country, then experience the culture of this country, and then be part of, and this be part of is the society. So, to explore a country is sometimes easy, sometimes difficult. But to us, exploration means that we want to show the country's hidden and the not so advertised places. In the meantime, as soon as we go to this unknown or to these unexplored sides of the country, we have the possibility to come along and to come with the local society. It's totally different to be within a capital city, with as Athens, for instance, which hosts something like 5 million inhabitants, and totally different to be in a very small village where happens to live there 10, 5 or 20 people. In the meantime, the second pillar was the content, wild journey, where this content had to do with the cultural heritage. Meaning cultural heritage, we do not, of course, exclude the history or the archaeology, but culture and cultural heritage is all about the trends, the customs, the gastronomy, everything existing within the country, coming from 1,000 years ago, and that made that those form the actual state of the life of this country. And then this big part of is that we made a system to have the active voyager. We are not seeking for travelers just to pass by, just to take a photo and then leave the destination, but then as an active person to take part and contribute by recording the needs of the society or the environment or whatever he sees interesting on his way, and then by delivering this message back to us, then we can to try and satisfy those records in cooperation with companies or with organizations, and as I said before, through corporate social responsibility programs. So these are mainly the three pillars. It is just to explore the country and to explore the hidden areas, the hidden parts of the country, then to experience the cultural heritage, the myths and the realities, the myths or the legends of the country, and at the end to be part of the more active game and role within the society. In order to achieve our scope, it was needed to establish a decalogue or some keys, if you prefer, in order to make more easily to understand how about the content of this platform and of the expeditions, of the journeys. So we made those 10 specific keys, where if you see, most of them or all of them are making the part of the cultural heritage of a country. Cultural heritage is the flora and fauna, as well as the history, the archaeology, or the paleontology. Cultural heritage is about the energy resources or about the places of religious interest. So all those 10 keys make, the complex and of what we're talking about when we at Geo Routes talking about the cultural heritage, and according to the journeys, according to the trips existing within this platform, as many keys they are, so much rich is the specific program. After we have worked, for this program, this project has been developed for approximately 2.5 years. To us, was really very, very important. First, to make the platform, and then to make the products. When we're talking about products, we're talking about the journeys. So, this mission statement and those pillars had to be confirmed, reconfirmed. This is the reason why we had, and we still have, a scientific board of 15 professors that they are standing always beside Geo Routes, as well as a technical team of 35 professionals that they are also confirming, and they are also undergoing the keys we've seen before, because every professor or every technical manager has to have the specific educational as well practical capacity within those areas. So after we did that, and we finished with the concept and the project, then we submitted this file to the attention, we posted this file of the attention of UNESCO. And we have been really taking the honor, so as to be maybe the first time worldwide that Geo Routes are set under the auspices of UNESCO, because according to UNESCO principles, there is the culture, it is the tourism, the development, it is the new, as far as I know, the new policy for up to 2020. Over these specific slides, I will not stay much. The only I will say is that we used names regarding the journeys, regarding the expeditions we held in Greece for up to half day in the capital city, Athens, up to 8 days, to the mainland or the islands, and all names are related with the Greek history or mythology, because we wanted, to relate every single place with something coming from the past, and that Greece has provided, to the international community. There are as well some other specific areas where they are out of the journeys we were talking before. It's about, for instance, about health awareness programs. It's about environmental expeditions. It's all about the Mediterranean diet and culinary programs and so on. To this aspect, we have, in the meantime, we have established the Voyagers Club, where part of the Voyagers Club is all those participating within Geo Journeys. And this is a slide I would really like to stop for just 1 minute, because we have heard some very important things out of the presentations we just mentioned before. We see that the public sector is one thing, but we see as well as that the organizations, the NGOs, are playing a major role within Geo Routes. And over the second line, you see just there are all NGOs, that those NGOs contributing to the development and the sustainability of the whole project. And the latest one is the China Cultural Heritage Protection Center, which is an MOU signed some 10 days before in Beijing. And then to see how about the other contributors or the sponsors of the project. Now, let's go to the proposals. Because, okay, this is that we're talking about, Geo Routes, but according to my experience, this very, very interesting experience out of those 2 days here in Mongolia, I have just a few things to say about. So we would be really very, very glad to assist Mongolia either to deliver part or whole of the Geo Routes platform in the country. Should you think this will enable and this will develop further the tourism of Mongolia. Now, my proposals are just 3 specific slides. One is about central government related. First, we need to have the MIAT network expanded in order to bring the international markets closer to Mongolia. Another issue, very, very important, is to facilitate visitors coming to Mongolia, so that it is maybe a necessity to have as many as consular officers abroad. Third is that as Mongolia is a very fast-growing economy, is to take some policies and implement zones of development in order to avoid a mix-up regarding the industrial, the modern, and the traditional settlements. Of course, there are some infrastructures need to be considered about the road or the train networks in order to diversify the development, to the country. And of course, I'm not, of course, the Minister of Economy of Mongolia, but that I would consider as well is that out of the GDP, national or international companies make or will make in the country, though they will have to contribute a certain amount of money from their annual profit in order to maintain a sustainability development of the country. Regarding tourism sector, and I'm talking about the Ministry of Tourism. So I believe that there must be a very official and very specific council of professionals and experts to be implemented so as to deliver the Mongolian cultural heritage routes. Another thing is that to establish, maintain, or relaunch a myth for Mongolia. And to my point of view, I see this myth to be based on the Genghis Khan legacy. It's something unique, it's something powerful, and Genghis Khan could give he and all surrounding, factors around Genghis Khan could be, something very, very strong for the image of the country. Of course, to define the audiences that Mongolia today and tomorrow has to be addressed, to define their needs and see which way those needs will be covered, as well as to set up an international marketing plan as for the shows, the exhibitions, and most important, the social media. Social media now is taking to the European and the US travel industry a very, very important role. Of course, I would recommend to have a cultural heritage key protocol, like, for instance, the Ministry of Culture to deliver this protocol, and this protocol to go to the professionals of the city, of the country. Organize open forums in order to educate and accelerate the knowledge about the hospitality and as well as to involve the academic society and volunteering groups to deliver, the basics, the cultural heritage and the hospitality basics throughout the country. And then, how about business? How about, the individuals? Of course, it will be a must, someone to invest on Mongolia's cultural legacy and authenticity. This authenticity and legacy is that this experiential that everyone now is seeking for. Another thing is that to cooperate with local communities so as to make visitors to feel as part of those communities. To develop, if possible, premium class gear camps in order to hospitalize more than individual parties or groups, if possible to be able to hospitalize groups of 20 or 30 people, because these groups may bring more money to the society. And of course, yes, and of course, training the hospitality staff to be trained ready. So thank you very much for your attention. Hope I had the possibility and the opportunity to contribute a while in this open forum, and should you need anything else, I'm at your disposal. Thank you.